Hello and welcome to the morning news here on Newday on TV3. My name is Beatrice Seru. Coming up in the next few minutes. Constitution Review Committee Chairman says extending the retirement age of university lecturers will benefit teaching and learning across universities. Also coming up, a majority leader and member of parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Yariga, returns home to a rousing welcome after a long absence from the constituency. And much later on the program, a Chamber of Petroleum Consumers COPEC calls for sustained financial support to ensure Tema Oil Refinery's long-term operations. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Now, the Constitution Review Committee is proposing changes to university lecturers' retirement age, questioning why experienced academics retire at 60 years. Chairman of the committee, Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh, argues that many lecturers remain mentally strong at 70 or 80, making compulsory retirement unjustified nationwide. He spoke on hot issues.
Everywhere you go in the world, academics retire very late. Already at 60, but for public service generally, our judges are retiring at 65 and 70. So it's there. So why must university lecturers, some of them still very mentally sharp, at 60, some of them are actually not even hit their prime yet.
Will that then make it a parliamentary decision to be made through laws or in conjunction with the executive?
Yes, because then you
technically
pass the law, and the president has to sign. So whenever you pass the law, it includes the executive. So this is what we are proposing, that don't keep 60 years in the Constitution, take it out. And then as and when you need to, play with it, it's easier to do in Parliament. We can have a much bigger deliberation around it. Everybody is talking. And then allow some institutions like universities a bit of a range so they can go up. But there are universities, faculty retiring at 60, then they re-engage them on contract. So everybody knows that the age is not working. Let them work to 70. Let them work. I mean, one of our members, he had his 80th birthday while we were doing the work. I had no clue that he was 80. No idea at all. And he's surprised that he's 80.
Why, he didn't look it?
Not at all. I mean, because of also the energy he brings to the work.
Meanwhile, the president of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology chapter of the University Teachers Association of Ghana disagrees with the suggestion. Professor Eric Kwabena Abavari told TV3 that the current system where retired lecturers are offered post-retirement contract should rather remain.
The 70 years is too far. I really have wished he gave the scientific basis. For instance, let me give an example. People get a PhD degree and are recruited in the university at the age of 25. What he is saying now means that this person at the age of 25 will work until 70. That means this person is not going to work for 45 years. This is abnormal. So what UTAG thinks, I really wish they implement, is that the current proposal or the current practice, which is the 60 years, with the extension of the professorial rank to 70 years, is the best. And we think it's the best because it is not everyone who becomes a professor and still want to work up to 70 years. Because of health reasons, lecturers rather must retire on their salary or their basic pay, just like all other institutions of senior rank. For example, judges retire at 70, they retire on their salary. The police forces, the armed forces, the security forces, all the senior ranks retire at the age that they leave on their retirement.
We say a bit longer on the Constitutional Review Committee's work, and statesman Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo has strongly opposed proposals by the committee to extend Ghana's presidential term from 4 to 5 years. In a statement, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo insisted that the 4 years is sufficient for a prepared government to deliver on its mandate. He warned that calls for extensions only encourage inefficiency and corruption. Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo also criticized the frequent abandonment of national projects by successive governments, describing the practice as wasteful and a major source of corruption. While he did not insist on constitutional enforcement, he said continuity of national projects must become a binding principle of responsible governance. He also expressed strong support for appointing ministers from outside Parliament to ensure a clear separation of powers between the executive and legislature. He says such a move would strengthen parliamentary oversight and accountability. Some more here, and the Majority Leader and Member of Parliament for Boku Central, Mahama Yariga, has returned home to a rousing welcome after a long absence from the constituency. The youth have lauded the lawmaker for his role in restoring hope and peace to the area.
After the swearing-in of President John Mahama in January, the Majority Leader and MP for Boku Central, Mahama Yariga, has been attending government business and other national assignments without visiting his constituency. With Parliament on recess, the Majority Leader finally visited his hometown to reconnect with his constituents as peace and unity return. The Majority Leader, together with other MPs, made a stop at the reconstructed statue of the Boku Naba in Binduri to pay homage and show respect at the Boku Naba's palace, and during the Deba to usher in the Samapid Festival. The Member of Parliament for Pusiga, Ladi Ayi Ayamba, on behalf of the 6 MPs from the Kusok traditional area, thanked constituents for their support.
We are thankful to the Almighty Allah for bringing us this far with peace and unity. We, the 6 MPs, are very grateful for your patience throughout the dark days, and we assure you that rapid development and rebuilding has begun.
The lawyer for the Zugran, Maxwell Bambola, urged the youth to bury their differences and embrace peace.
There is no longer any need to carry arms. There is no longer any need to lay siege. There is no any need to attack anybody again, because the deed has been done. Let us get together, forgive one another, embrace one another, and live as one people.
Some youth leaders also called for peace in the area.
We want to encourage all the youth to remain more peaceful and resolute, so that Boku can reclaim back its fortunes. So that come next year this time, Boku will be heard for the good news and not more about gunshots.
Boku has been in command for a very long time now. So this is an opportunity for us to reconcile. Whatever outcome, you have criminals trying to make the place seem as if there is no peace. But peace will return to Boku if government enforces the law. We are calling on all youth to just relax and have confidence in the government and the security forces so that they will ensure that there will be peace in Boku.
The Asante-Hene Otumfo Zaitu II on December 16 presented the Boku mediation report to President Mahama at the Jubilee House in Accra. The Asante-Hene appealed to all factions in the Boku conflict to see themselves as one family, embracing peace and unity to move forward as a nation.
In some other news, and the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, Duncan Amoah, is calling for measures to ensure Tema Oil Refinery's long-term operations. He noted that sustained financial support will be key to the refinery's long-term operations.
The Tema Oil Refinery has restarted crude oil refining operations after several years of inactivity. The move marks a major step in efforts to revive Ghana's downstream petroleum sector. The restart follows the successful completion of extensive turnaround maintenance dam works on the refinery's crude distillation unit CDU, carried out between August 1 and October 30, 2025. According to the Tema Oil Refinery, the maintenance was completed within schedule and in line with international engineering, safety and operational standards. Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Duncan Amoah, welcoming the news, called for sustained financial support to ensure the refinery's long-term operations.
He's been able to secure some cargo for, the CDU to start working. Coolers are being put in place to even enhance the production numbers from 28,000 45,000. Those are significant milestones. The only caveat is that if the finance ministry do not go in there to make sure that whatever resources that are needed to keep the refinery afloat or sustainable is given to them, they will simply do what they can now, run for a few months and shut down again. And the usual cliche to all of us will be that, we've shut down maintenance. But you and I will be aware that there's a lot of trouble.
Duncan Amoah also emphasized that measures must be put in place to ensure that the gains are sustained.
BDCs are delivering diesel at 50 ppm or parts per million and 10 ppm. Very clean diesel to Ghana. Or is unable to deliver that standard because your desulfurizers are not in there. And so they would need to put in the right investment, ensure that Tor is able to deliver as efficiently as the European refineries or Dangote refinery is able to deliver. That way, the products coming out will be competitive. Again, reduce the risk of inefficiency and stealing. I was quite aware that as recent as last week, when management had done everything to put the plant up and running, somebody had gone in there some way, somehow, to turn off a valve that should be feeding the plant. So there's not, to sleep on the possibility of sabotage internally.
As part of a phased return to full capacity, the refinery will operate over the coming months to stabilize its systems and optimize performance ahead of its official recommissioning. According to the management, this is aimed at ensuring the reliability and sustainability of operations.
Now, the Trade Union Congress, TUC, says it would resist any attempt by the government to hire a transaction advisor to oversee the selection of private sector concessionaries for the concessionaires for electricity distribution. This comes after the International Monetary Fund, in its latest report, said that the ECG is expected to be taken over by a private operator. Deputy Secretary General of the Trade Union Congress, Dr. Kwabena Nyako Otu, spoke with TV3 earlier.
This is both POO and the TUC.
Right.
And we are very disappointed to hear this news from the IMF. Because at the beginning of this year, this conversation came up. And government termed it private sector participation in the downstream sector of the energy sector. And government termed it as a private sector participation. We insisted that this is privatization, given another name. But government assured us that it was doing this because of the energy sector debt and the fact that ECG is not performing. It's not collecting the revenues it's supposed to collect. So we sat with government, TUC, POO, ECT management, and energy ministry. We sat with government, and then we agreed on a roadmap. A couple of things to be done by the union, a couple of, in that case, workers, and a number of things to be done by government and ECG management. All of that geared towards increasing the ECG collections and making the cash waterfall mechanism work so that the IPPs will be paid on time. And government will not need to cough up money from the Ministry of Finance to pay for things that ECG must pay. So the statistics you read out bears out that the work we began with government is yielding results, tangible results. And in fact, if you look at 2026 budget, the Minister for Finance was categorical that ECG collections have risen by over 90%. So if what we agreed with government is working, and that ECG is collecting and the IPPs are paying, reducing government's indebtedness, we then find it very strange and surprising that IMF will come up with this statement. Of course, it's a statement you can also see coming from government itself. To continue the engagement with the workers, with the ECG, is to ensure that we carry out the agreement to its logical conclusion. Because at the end of the day, what we have been preaching to Ghanaians is that ECG is not performing. And the key benchmark for that non-performance is their collections. And the fact that those we buy power for are not being paid even though we have sold the electricity, would then necessitate that government finds money to pay them. Now, if you look at the statistics you yourself read, it is clear. And I serve on the PRC board. From the information we have, ECG collections have increased tremendously. In fact, the budget confirms it. 90% increment in the last 11 months. And the IPPs have been paid. So what is there to be fixed by this privatization that the IMF is talking about?
As part of efforts to prevent fire outbreaks in Accra, the Ghana National Fire Service says it has deployed teams of fire personnel to regularly patrol major market centers across the region. The Greater Accra Regional Commander of the service, ACFO2, Rashid Kwame Nisawo, has cautioned the public against cooking and converting marketplaces into residential areas.
Part of efforts to prevent fire outbreaks in Accra, the Ghana National Fire Service says it has deployed teams of fire personnel to patrol major market centers across the region. Firefighters in the Greater Accra region began 2025 responding to several major fire outbreaks in market areas. The first incident in the capital occurred on January 2nd when a fire at the Katamanto market destroyed goods worth millions of Ghana cedis. Despite the deployment of 13 fire tenders, the inferno spread rapidly and gutted large sections of the market. Some traders later accused fire personnel of negligence. Several other market fires have since been recorded. The most recent occurred at the Dansoman market, where a young girl tragically lost her life. With the Hamatan season approaching, a period known for increased fire risk, the Greater Accra Regional Fire Commander, ACFO Rashid Kwame, outlined a series of interventions aimed at preventing and reducing fire outbreaks across the capital.
We are planning a float on the 29th of December to ensure, sensitize the people on the dangers of fire. In fact, we also have a task force. We have a task force that has been formed. We realize that the fire that has been occurring in recent times, the Kumasi one was about a warehouse, Latabia Koshi was a warehouse, Kantamanto was a warehouse.
He added that dedicated teams of fire personnel have been deployed to carry out continuous patrols in market centers, particularly during the peak trading hours.
We are intensifying our patrol duties. These patrol duties are going through the market places, sensitive installations like the EC, Electoral Commission, the ministries. The patrol duties are being intensified. In fact, we have a market post at Mokola, 24 hours. We are establishing between today to 30th. One will be established at Kantamanto. We have a market post at Medina. We have a market post at Tanya. In fact, almost all the markets in the Greater Accra region, we have market fire posts.
On the January 2nd Katamanto market fire, the commander disclosed that investigations have been completed and the report forwarded to the fire service headquarters.
The Katamanto fire report is ready, but the issue is that those who are stakeholders, who have interest that they need the report, what they need to do is to apply to the chief fire officer.
He warned against attacks on the fire personnel during emergency operations, stressing that anyone found assaulting officers will be arrested and prosecuted. Joseph Armstrong, Good Olympic TV3, Accra.
Fire service, in all humility, only came in contact with the fire when we came to extinguish the fire. It is not the firemen who set the fire. We only came to extinguish it. So I want to use this opportunity to discourage this thing and let them know that they should see Ghana National Fire Service, particularly Greater Accra region, as partners in development. Because there is no thief who can carry a whole market away. But I can assure you that within 30 minutes, 20 minutes, the whole market will turn toward ashes. And that is the more reason why they should see Fire Service, Ghana National Fire Service, as partners in development.
Greater Accra Regional Fire Officer ending that report filed by Joseph Armstrong. That's it for the morning news here on New Day on TV3. My name is Beatrice Edu. Thank you very much for staying with us, and do continue with us on New Day.
But why are we playing this song? We should play some Kim Promise. Can you put Stoneboy and then Aso? Put Stoneboy Aso, please. We're in the season. Add this one to it. It's by request. By request by me.
You can perform it.
Why you make the story? Yesterday we just did 3FM on White Party and the whole jammy and thing. Charlie, just put Stoneboy and Aso. Why? Yes, that's the title. The remix. Oh, you haven't heard the remix?
No, I haven't.
Nadia, you've been doing too much work this Christmas. The girls are not to blame.
Kabla has a remix with Stoneboy.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Ekrasinipa and Kofi Kinata. Now. Aklowa you. Now you are Aklowa you.
I have a special connection to that song.
Which one?
Aso. The original.
Somebody disappointed you.
No. When the original came out, I don't remember which year. But
2004-5? 2004-5.
I was on a float for Gillette Blue 2.
Oh.
And I was one of the
You were doing
ushers on the
activation.
float. Yeah, we're doing an activation. And the song kept playing on the float. That's the first. It was new after the time.
Aso, put it there.
So I have a special connection to that song.
Let's play this song before we come.
It reminds me of my heydays.
Anwa. This song. Visualizer, all be music. That's the new music video now. Please be in trend. So,
wow.
Be in trend. Now that.
I can't hear. Increase the volume. Increase the volume.
Let's watch this. We'll be back.
Look at that.
Even when you never need it.
Day after 3FM or White Party. And you were playing Merry Christmas. Which song did you play?
Because we are still in there.
No, that's it. Good morning to all of you.
Thank you for
Chairman Godwin,
telling us about this
the
song.
Rates Group, Chief Executive.
I love it.
And the Chairman Prosper and the rest of the team.
I think this morning we should give special shouts to
Edmond Combat is the Managing Director, Tema Oil Refinery.
Our regular viewers. I think we should give special shouts to all our
start.
all our regular viewers. All the people who have kept us
all those that you can remember.
Engaged all year round. Of course, shouts to my MC, Israel Ajete Ochema, Leje Kuku constituency.
Again, start one.
Israel Ajete Ochema.
The Honorable Israel Ajete Ochema, the MC for Leje Kuku Municipal Assembly.
Yeah.
Ochema. Please, it's a gun word, though.
Yeah, it's a gun word.
Those who speak Akan don't go and be.
Yeah, he's a wild guy. He's a wild guy. You know, I always tell you that he's always working, right? This Christmas season, I saw him and the team organizing a cleanup exercise around Chiblo, Sea Lady area. They were like, Charlie, this MC, he doesn't sleep.
There's a lot of work to do at Chiblo.
He doesn't sleep. He's always digging sand, collecting rubbish, keeping Chiblo very clean.
But what's the name of
shouts
the meaning of the name,
Ochema.
What's the meaning of the
Shouts
to my people in Wa. Shouts to Ibrahim, our
Mahama,
our correspondent in Wa.
The Group Chief Executive for Engineers and Planners, as well as Alhaji Nuruddin.
Oh, why have you collected it from my mouth?
And then also the head of finance, or the finance boss for Engineers and Planners, that's Pai Fianco, and the husband is called David Pai. P-Y-E, please, don't go and... It's not meat pie.
Okay.
Be careful.
P-Y-E, okay.
You were mentioning Ibrahim Mahama, or is on?
I was mentioning Ibrahim in Wa. But shouts to Ibrahim Mahama as well. He's been very instrumental to our reportage on the road construction projects around in Sawam and others.
That's Engineer Ibrahim Mahama.
Engineer Mahama. Why are you calling him Ibrahim Mahama?
No, okay, Engineer Mahama. It's, I think it's Abdullah Mahama.
Yeah, yes. All right.
That's his name.
And also shouts to, see, it made me forget my Wa constituency.
Ibrahim Wangara.
Ibrahim Wangara in Wa. Rafiq Salam in Wa. Stephen Peng.
Mr. Stephen Peng.
Yes, Stephen Peng in Wa. Who else in Wa?
Oh, there's Stephen Penn. There's
another one. Let me just our constituency.
Yes,
we love you.
Yes.
Thank you for keeping us posted on what's happening.
Where does Alhaji call us from?
Alhaji been in
we were in
from
Wa.
Savelugu.
Savelugu. Is that Savelugu? Is not in Wa.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And Aziz Donla.
Great. Aziz Donla,
you haven't greeted Prince Nanaya.
Yeah. No, that's
you get there.
Okay. Over to you, Roland. Over to you.
That's a good morning to Chairman Godwin Tamaklo, the Group Chief Executive for the Rate Group. Chairman Prosper as well. Chairman Riches William Kukoti. Chairman Ibrahim Mahama of Engineers and Planners. Alhaji Nuruddin, Engineers and Planners as well. Rafiq is also there. Pai Fianco, and the husband, David. Good morning to all of you. Randa and the Shao. So we have the Shaos. They are James, we have Drea, and then we have Drain. Good morning to all of you as well. Mr. Mike Aflu is always watching. He is on the board of the Financial Intelligence Center. And we have regulars like Bonti Benjamin, and Master Planner Junior from Kintampo North, who is contesting to become the communication officer of the MPP for Kintampo North. And then also Kuku Ampia. Good morning to you as well. Lawson Jandu, regular watcher for us. We're grateful. And then Aaron Brasso, on social media, he's called Kweku Aaron. He works with the new Tafo Government Hospital, and all those who tend to watch us there. And then when it comes to the international level, we have Prince Nania York of the UK, Uncle Charles Thompson of the UK as well. Money, Yemole Yemo. We have many of them as well. Who else there? Zilis Dwayne, the Liverpool fan. Charlie, my guy. Zilis Dwayne, the Liverpool fan. Justice Awute of the University of Ghana. Great guy. Wishing you all the best for the day as well. Charlie, should I continue? I
can tell you that Aziz Donlawa has
Delight
been working.
Mojaka is always watching. Philippine Godo, and then also Mike Asari. We have Guy G of the Get Connected Camp. All right. And then, of course, we have Zato, who is also watching us.
Who is Zato?
Oh, and Hajia of Medina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hajia
Good morning to you. But I was
saying
that Aziz Donla has been working. He says the legends have killed the remix song. My pregnant wife is dancing as if she wants to deliver this morning.
Easy.
Aziz Donla's wife is pregnant.
That's what he's saying.
That would be 4 pregnancies in 3 years. Aziz Donla, when did Rashida get pregnant? 4 years.
But why are you monitoring somebody?
I'm actually surprised.
3 years, 4 pregnancies.
Roland Walker.
Now I want to calculate 9 months.
Why are you calculating that with these pregnancies? Anyway, special shouts to one of my mothers. I don't know mommy's name, but the mother of Ko Kylie Ajedoku. She watches the show religiously.
Hey.
Religiously.
Sorry.
She never misses a show. Mommy, I'm so sorry I don't remember your name, but your daughter is Adriana Ko Kylie Ajedoku. Shouts to you, Mommy. Thank you so much for always watching the show. And apparently we have a very young constituency who also watch the show.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have very young.
So if you're watching us and you're under 18, you wake up early to watch TV3 Newday, we appreciate you. You're made for great things.
Yeah.
If you're able to wake up at 6 a.m. to watch this show, shouts to you. Shouts to
I know you want me to stop. Last one. Then a retired Chief Revenue Officer for the Customs Excise and Preventive Service. So there was a send-off party that was given to him, and that is CRO Evans Kwashigu of the Tema Collection Point. Great man, aka Waturu, aka Waturu of the Tema Collection Point, just retired. There was a big send-off party to you, CRO Evans Kwashigu. Good morning to you, and then also we have Chairman Francois.
Yes, good morning as well to Mr. Simon Yen. He's part of the
yeah, Simon Yen.
Always sending us messages. Yes.
And to our New Day team, our people here, you know, this show is not an easy show to be on as production or as, you know, in front of the camera or behind the camera. So special shouts to our lead producer on TV3 Newday. Shadimain, Shadrach Abe, the smooth, well-dressed, ever so amazing Shadrach,
expensive,
the leader of the team.
And then
Anita.
Yeah.
Anita, also one of our lead producers, amazing young lady. I think she came in as national service also. Yeah. And she's been amazing from day one. Throughout the elections last year, you know, going up and down across the country for Community Manifesto. And our other guy who's no longer with us, but with 3FM now, Kuzo Tiani. But he also sort of co-produces because he produces Johnny's Bites, so he's also part of the team. Daryl, our intern extraordinaire.
From KNUST.
Daryl from KNUST. Daryl Agbozo.
You know,
AKA TikTok ambassador.
AKA TikTok macho.
He
bodybuilder.
He's a resident macho man.
He eats like something. You know, when you're building your body, you have to eat.
Resident professional fine boy. Oh, we're going to mix it, Daryl. You've been an amazing intern on the show. Bless your heart.
And then we have Sami and Danny, that's Samuel Adams, and then we have Evans. Team. We have
but you didn't introduce Sami properly. And Danny is a resident Santa Cruz.
Oh no, that was before. He repped Nanado. We did some topsy-turvy.
Oh,
it wasn't Nanado.
But you know, he used to be a sportsman.
Oh, he was.
He used to be a sportsman.
What exactly?
When he was in primary school?
He was an athlete.
In primary school?
Long distance.
In primary school?
Yeah.
In primary school?
In
primary school. But if you do sports in primary school, that one.
No, but he was actually really good.
He said
throughout
junior high school and senior high school.
Yeah, he was an athlete.
So what did you do, Sammy?
But you can tell by his posture.
No, what did you do?
Not so much by his.
What did you do?
By his posture.
Which discipline? Long distance.
Long distance run.
Wow. You cool. But I can tell you right now, if you run to circle, your heart will break. So there's a correction. Mike, Kofi Aflu is apparently the board chairman for the Financial Intelligence Center. I said board member, please. My apologies to you.
Yeah, and you know how hard it is to be a board chair?
And then,
reducing
the regional boss for the National Health Insurance Authority for the Upper East region, Dr. Salifut Combat. Good morning to you as well. Charlie,
and back to the New Day team.
Mr. Sowa.
Okay.
Yes, back to the New Day team.
I think we need to ask the viewers for our segment.
We haven't finished giving shouts to our team.
Yeah.
Brenda Koko Dugan.
Oh.
No, that lady.
Yeah, our resident director, you know, in the country. She's always here by 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So sometime last week, I had to come to work earlier than usual. So I was getting here around 4:30 a.m.
Okay.
or just before 4:30 a.m. because I had to get some things out of the way before work starts. I was getting here around 4:15.
And she was already
And by the
here.
time I get in here, I'm going to give shouts to the people I meet in here. By the time I get in here at 4:15 a.m., Brenda will come in a little around 4:30-ish when she's in a good mood. Mr. Soa.
Chris Soa.
Yes.
4:30, Mr. Soa is already here.
Yes.
Oh, name.
Is it Lord?
No. Amucho already here. Amucho already here.
Yeah.
4:30 a.m. Oh, the our lady who does the supers. Erica. Already here. See, I'm trying to remember your name. It's not coming. Evans gets it like 4:35. 4:35. Evans is here.
People don't sleep.
Oh, what's the name of? Why are all the names just one with the interesting name? Alibis.
Yes.
And then there's Mohammed Amin.
And there's Epa.
Mohammed Amin.
Yes. Alibis. Evans.
Mohammed Amin.
Mr. Soa.
Yeah.
Who's Mr.
Misabe. Yes. Misabe. He's part of the set people, yes. With Epa and Alibi.
See, I'm trying to remember names. All the names are just going away. But shouts to our team. I mean, coming here at 4:30 a.m. is no joke. Because by 11 o'clock or by 12 o'clock, you feel the fatigue. You just feel it.
It's true.
But wait, too.
You feel the weight of the fatigue.
Don't forget
before the 4:30, you would have woken up by 2.
I tell you, those of us who live in Kaswa, I mean,
and then the Eastern region,
you know,
Dodowa.
Charlie, to get here at 4:25, you would have woken up at 2:30 or 3 a.m. To get ready and put all this makeup on and all of that and come
And
here.
even trying to put your children, in shape
check if they've done their homework because you have to sleep.
Yeah.
Check if they've done their homework, prepare their lunch boxes, just go and check up on them and all of that. So, but we're able to do this because you are on the other side watching us and we know that you are there and we appreciate it. Thank you for making us number one. And so as we wrap up the year, we'd like to just review our year, right? Just
when it comes to the economy, the political arena, more importantly, it could be lifestyle, education,
entertainment, politics,
politics,
the economy. Your pocket is the economy, right?
Yeah.
Your pocket.
Yeah,
governance, our show.
Yeah.
Just your life.
What can you say has been memorable for
Let's
you?
review the
What
year.
do you think? Because it's been, I think last year by
Maybe
this time
energy as well.
We were doing post-election
analysis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
We're still grappling with a number of actions and the outcome from.
Yeah. We were so sleep deprived also because we had just come out of 24-hour broadcasts back to back. You come here at 2 a.m. and it's a full house. That's our all-white party from last night. It was epic. Beatrice Edu was one of the backup dancers for Stone Boy. It was very nice to see.
Well, can we show my video as evidence?
Yeah, let's see Beatrice Edu's hot white linen. Her linen.
Can we have the evidence?
2-piece linen. Hey. Did he wear the bandana shoe?
Amiri bandana.
Yeah, Amiri bandana. Charlie, you've covered Stoneboy's shoe. We want to see the shoe. Amiri bandana. I can see it under the super. And that's our girl, Songbird.
Yeah.
Jackie. Amazing. Shadrach was producing as well.
Yeah.
Sound engineer in the background. All right. On to our conversation for this morning. Let's review the year 2025 as we go into 2026. How's the year been for you? What have been the major highlights of your year? From the economy to governance to entertainment, lifestyle, your pocket, your life. How has 2025 been for you? Is it all you hoped it will be? What are the things that stood out? Let us know. It's now time for this morning. And it's time for this morning. We are reviewing 2025. How has your year been for you? What have been the major highlights? The things that you felt, well, this absolutely is going well. This absolutely isn't going too well. The things you want to remember, the things you want not to carry into 2025. And we're reviewing the year. So the economy, politics, finances, lifestyle, just education, pretty much everything. Let's consider the entire year. Let us know how the year has been for you. The phone number will be on the screen, or it's on the screen already. Are we cashing out today?
Yeah.
How much have you got?
1,000 cedis. But we're giving 10,000 to 10 individuals.
Okay.
Yes. Did you monitor the 50,000 we gave out?
Oh my God.
Why weren't you here?
Oh my God. Because initially it was supposed to be 30,000.
Yes. And we pushed it
added
to cookie cash.
Cash money cookie.
Cash money cookie, yes.
Cash money cookie.
She pushed it to 50,000.
Wow.
Yeah. But today we're giving 10,000 to 10 individuals. But I think she promised that end of the year there was going to be something again, right?
Another jackpot.
Do you remember? Yes, another jackpot.
Do we have another Friday before the year ends?
No. Today is 29th, so... Yes, so I think it will be on the 1st of January. Yes, but today...
Cookie promise that should be here 1st January. I don't understand.
What God cannot do does not exist.
1st January, I won't be here. That's what I'm wondering.
What God cannot do does not exist.
What God cannot do does not exist. Because of that, cookie will come.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yes, so today we're giving 10,000 to 10 of you. Dial *439#. You follow the prompt. You pick your favorite platform right here on TV3. And you get the chance of getting 1,000 CDs. Roland will tell you play at least 40 times. And you can be sure
you move
that...
from 25 to 40.
Yeah.
I like that.
You can be sure.
You're going into the year with full vim. If you're doing something... Do it with your full chest.
Yeah.
Chicago cash. It's that time of the year again. The air is festive, spirits are high, and the search for the one thing that you ought to know will be coming up in a moment. The search for the perfect holiday escape. It begins now. This season, South African tourism invites you to come. Find your joy right in the heart of South Africa. South Africa is opening its arms with warmth and sunshine, unforgettable moments, whether it's for a family getaway or a romantic retreat like Roland has been planning with his wife. That's why he'll not be here on the 1st. He's going to South Africa with his darling wife to enjoy a little romantic time away.
Wow.
Or if it's an adventurous time with friends, there is a festive experience made just for you. So enjoy a package like Christmas in Cape Town or Jingle Bells in South Africa with flights and luxury stays, city tours, wine tasting, AJ's favorite, and so much more. From scenic drives to safari fun, every detail is planned for pure joy and ease. So if you're looking for elegance or a Christmas getaway which offers you nights of indulgence, stunning tours, a taste of South Africa with the finest landscape, or make it a festive family time, family escape, where laughter and connection and sunshine will feel every day. Whichever one you choose, South Africa promises warmth and wonder and memories to last a lifetime. So your festive adventure awaits you. Just go to southafrica.net to book your joyful getaway today. All right? Enjoy South Africa. South Africa invites you to come and find joy this December through to the new year. It's made simply for you. Our first caller has joined us.
I'm telling you, Roland is so excited about it. Yeah, but we have our first caller.
Is here the joy?
No.
Okay.
This is from Beatrice's clothing.
Okay, your own closets. All right.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
We have our first caller on the line. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Your name, where you're calling us from. And happy end of year. Very well. How about yours?
The same to you.
Yes, sir. Tell us
Roland,
how.
good morning.
Oh, good morning, Honorable.
My name is Isa calling from Bole.
Oh.
I think I will touch on the economy.
Okay.
The last time I told Roland that, yes, the last time they were discussing about the cement price. Today, because of the intervention of Arthur Forces, I think because the city is now stable, cement price has been reduced.
Oh, is that so?
So we, the business community, now we are no more panicking. Looking at the trend, you know, when we are going to purchase goods, I think you are no more panicking. So this morning, I want to greet my counterparts, various companies. I want to greet the CEO of Goodwill Company. If you are listening to me, boss, this is good morning. Anytime I did deposit, I'm putting pressure on you because man wants to survive.
Okay.
I want to greet Safe Cement CEO.
Okay.
And KCG CEO.
Are you a cement dealer yourself?
Yes, please, Roland.
Okay. It makes sense. But you don't have.
I want to use your platform. I want to use your platform.
Oh,
go ahead.
I want to use your platform to appeal to Excellent John Dramani Mahama. Today, this morning, as I'm speaking to you, Roland, the youth of Bola Bamboy cannot celebrate this new year because the boys are jobless, sitting down, and they have all the requirements. I'm appealing to him and his superiors. Joyce Bawa Mukhtari, our member of parliament, Brahma Mahama, Kalistus Mahama, they should try their possible best and enroll the boys. This is the last opportunity and the last legacy for President Mahama. Since 1992, we have voted for President Mahama, and today he is now the Commander-in-Chief of Ghana Armed Forces. I think the people of Bole Bamboy has done a great job. For voting for excellency, and the whole country will see that this is the best man to lead this country. And today, truly, he has sent the economy.
Okay.
Everybody knows that the economy was bad, but today he has fixed it.
All right.
So the only package they can do is that his sector ministers, they should try and do something at Bole. Every sector minister, this is a privilege for you. 16 ministers, this is a pure privilege. As I'm speaking to you, a lot of people are in Bole, but they are not enjoying electricity. Honorable John Jinapo, I'm appealing to you. Help your boss. Come to Bole and do something in the name of your boss called Mahama. You have been saying, my boss, my boss. Your boss has appointed you, energy minister. Today, the people of Bole are not enjoying electricity. A lot of people, more than 10,000 houses, are not enjoying electricity.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Issa, for calling in. A lot on your heart, really. But we do have another caller on the line joining us. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy end of year to you. Your name, where you're calling us from?
I'm calling Jonas.
I beg your pardon, sir?
Can you hear me? This is Jonas.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning. Morning to you all. Roland. And then here, where you have been, I want to greet you in our Dana and Japan.
Now it's not in tune. Don't mind her. The gods are not to blame. Please greet again so that we'll show her how the responses.
Let me greet the few people and also to greet your people who are there. Let me greet Honorable Montaka, Indian Minister, and people. In fact, the year is just coming to an end. We are thanking God for everything. And we pray that as far as President Mama has taken over the place and things are being stabilized, it will continue. But if you look into workers' eyes, the night is very small. Let us be frank. Now that they have a to on our table. So if your mama to look into it. I thank you all. God bless you all.
God bless you too. Thank you so much for calling us and for sharing those thoughts with us. I want to believe there are some messages that have already come in, Roland. Oh, but we do have another caller again. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy end of year to you. Tell us your name, where you're calling us from. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Tell us your name, where you're calling us from. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my name is Dan Samuel, calling from Sevioso.
Yes, sir. How is Sevioso this morning?
Yeah, Sevioso, calling from Sevioso. My name is Dan Samuel.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Oh, very good. But he also smiles.
Hello? Hello?
Perhaps the connection isn't too good. We can
it's
hear
not
you.
too clear.
Call us again.
So please call us again from Sefirio. So let's hear what's going on there and how your year has been for you. But there's another caller coming through. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy end of year to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Carmen. I'm calling from Takwari.
Oh,
yes,
Tade.
sir. Tade. How is Tade this morning?
What's the name? Okay, nice. Cheerio.
Yes, sir. Please tell us how the year has been for you.
First of all, I want to thank God. The year has been very successful, but we have recorded a lot of dates. I think both positive and negatively, the year has run 50-50. We cried small and then we enjoyed more.
What made you cry?
We are believing God that next year it will be full of happiness and not sadness.
Amen.
Yes, amen. But what made you cry? Do you want to share?
Okay, what made me cry is that I lost my mom and dad. So that's what made me cry.
Oh, our condolences.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kwamina, for calling us from Tade in the Western region. Thank you. But as you also try to reach out to us, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana, and that's Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a branch of the TV3 Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guilds UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We also offer hospitality and culinary arts, available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is very simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. You can visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Pebia House, Accra, or apply online on www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens.
Joining us from Incarie.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
My name is Arango.
Your name is what?
Arango.
Arando.
Arango.
Arango. Right. Morning, sir. Welcome to the show. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Tell us, how's the year been for you? What have been the major highlights?
The year has been very good. If you look at what is even happening in the market, Ghanaians are enjoying the resetting. Which of the years have you ever seen market women congested? They want to move, they can't move. That means that there has been good management. So we have to applaud the government for it. But I want to say one thing about the education sector, even though it's not part of it. They need to look at the new curriculum. There are errors in some of the subjects that need to be revised, or else When these errors are there and we can't match our people internationally or our students internationally, some of the areas, there are serious errors in it.
Okay.
And I tried getting it corrected, that has been difficult.
You tried?
Yes, I tried getting it corrected, that has been difficult.
I see.
So we need, the director has to relook at the new curriculum.
Okay.
I wouldn't like to mention the subject, if you wouldn't mind. I wouldn't like to mention it. By my area, I have taught over 20 years. And this has been, the curriculum has been completely different. Some of the errors are completely different from what we know. So we need, it needs to be taken a second look at.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. And he's talking about education. You can also let us know what your the review of the year has been for you. The good, the not so good, things we can improve on, things we need to shelve completely. Let us know. We have another caller joining us. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Anyagwe Idawaduku, calling from the Upper East region.
Lovely. Welcome to the show. Tell us what's on your mind.
You yeah, the year has been so good and so nice as a social worker. In fact, indeed, I think there have been a lot of improvement in one or two issues about child education. And indeed, we have really done a lot, and then by the grace of God, things are able to really improve. And I think what is most interesting is TV3 is doing a whole lot of work that I appreciate so much, that a day without TV3 is not a day that is complete.
Wow.
Because really, TV3 has been my station for more than almost 8 to 9 years. And I have never in a day missed TV3. So I think without TV3, your day is not complete. So please, listeners, tune to TV3 and you get the best of your life. Thank you. And good morning and happy Xmas.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for the shouts. And we're happy to know that you're on the other side watching, and we'll continue to deliver the very best of television in news and in entertainment for you. Let's read some more messages.
Let me
just go to Mensa Majid from Bechem, Toronto. There's a Toronto, Bechem? Toronto? Okay. Merry Christmas to all workers at TV3. 2025 was a year of
blessings. They are all
blessings
cities in Ghana.
For Mother Ghana. Free from scandal with affordable prices for food and other goods. We pray for another successful year in 2026. My regards to the hardworking Managing Director of Prestia Sankofa Gold Mines, Honorable Alhaji Ishaq Dauda. Thank you very much, Mensa Majid, for sending us your message. Oh, there's also Stephen Peng. Now, you mentioned him earlier.
Yeah.
It says, good morning, Beatrice, Na and Papa Roll. I have enjoyed my freedom of speech, movement and association in 2025 without the fear of the last either years or because of the resetting agenda. Let me read this one before you come in, Simon Yen. It says, good morning, Beatrice, Roland, and Na. I just want to bless you people this morning for appreciating our title, our little contribution towards your morning shows. A big shout out to the entire TV3 crew. 2025 has seen an improvement in the economy with reduced commodity prices, reduced and sustained fuel prices, and an improvement in security situation. In terms of busting of criminals, it is a good sign of greater things to come. Even though we don't have much in our pockets, we thank God for peace of mind. Simon Yen, thank you so much for sending in your message.
And Prince Nani Ayok from the UK says, Merry Christmas and God bless Media General. We say what has been memorable for you within the year, whether it's economy, politics, everything else, including your personal life. Let us know as well. Olabode, Ayawaso East, and thank you for sending us that message. And so we have a couple of messages. This one is coming from Kwame Usunsia, who says that it is important for all of us to know that the year has been quite memorable for me. And it is the inroads that Kennedy Japan is making in the MPP race that has gotten me a lot more happy and hyped up. And I have to say kudos to the team. He's working hard. Hopefully he becomes the presidential candidate of the MPP. I think our time is up. Or
yes, let me read this from Aziz Donla. He says, truth be told, TV3 has shown commitment, loyalty, incredible presentation for Ghanaian audiences. We celebrate the crew, most especially Auntie Beatrice, the CEO. Indeed, TV3 has no match in Ghana, especially in the north. Even Wa now watches TV3. Wa now watches TV3. Thank you very much.
Is that Aziz Donla?
Yes, Aziz Donla from Wa.
Aziz and propaganda.
In that case, a very special good morning to the Wana.
Yes.
And
yes.
everybody in the palace. Thank you for choosing TV3.
All
we
right.
appreciate you always. All right. We have one more caller.
Yes. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us your name, where you're calling us from, and a happy end of year to you. Tell us how the year has been.
Okay. This is Patrick. I'm calling from Amasaman.
Hi, Patrick. How is Amasaman this morning?
Oh, we are doing very well, by God's grace.
Tell us, how would you rate 2025?
Yeah, I think the year has been good. Though the country, we've been faced with some upsets, including the helicopter accident and some prominent people that we've experienced dying. But I think economically, the country is doing well under President Mahmoud. But there's this one thing that I want to draw the country's mind to. I want us to look at what is going on in Morocco with the AFCON. Is it not time Ghana we learn something like that? In fact, we are enjoying what is going on at Morocco. Look at how the AFCON has been carried on. Can we learn something like that? Can we have those dictating stadiums as a nation? This is something that I want to propose. Which President is listening to me this morning. I want to, me, Patrick Ban, at Amasamai, I'm proposing that if we can have that befitting stadiums, so that we can also host the AFCON in future, that would be very okay. And okay, let me commend the president for some of the at least the dollar rates, some of the avenues he has launched so far, Feed Ghana and the rest. We are enjoying his leadership. Seriously, let me confess, we are enjoying his leadership. But before I end, let me greet this young man who is an MP at Afghanistan Southeast. In fact, the young man is doing very well. And I wish that if TV3 can invite him one day and then let him tell us what is really motivating him to do a lot. I'll be very happy. His name is, I think, Yakubu Muhammad at Afghanistan Southeast. This young man is doing a lot. I learned he's even constructing 2 astro tests. Just within 1 year, this young man who is an MP at Afghanistan Southeast, he's doing a lot. And I think I call on all media stations to call this guy and then ask him so that it will be at least a motivating factor to other MPs at the different constituencies. So I wish you as well, and Happy New Year to all. Thank you very much.
Yes, Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick Ban, for calling us from Amasamani in Accra.
Okay, so this one is from Andy Edemagle, who says that if there's one thing I'm grateful for is the current government's ability to keep the lights on and stable. And then Christian Doku, Ghana Highway Authority, good morning to you. Said he's been trying to get through, but wishes his family a Merry Christmas. And then Benedict Clotty, a.k.a. Obumpa. The year has been memorable and challenging, but successful with your updates all the time. Happy New Year to everybody else. Philip Abuchi from Keta says, seriously, the year has been so good to everyone, but we lost our prominent people within this year in that helicopter crash, and we have to pay homage to them, irrespective of how it is. And Isaac Hughes from Takrady, okay, says, I can say that the money isn't in the system. Okay, 2025 might have set off on a good note, but I can say that there isn't money in the system. You speak with people and they speak of salaries still being the same over the years, and I'm wondering when an upward adjustment will happen. Man needs money to take care of pressing needs. We hope 2026 will come with better tidings, or good tidings, you say. All right.
Yeah. All right. Landlord from Bolga line has sent a message. He says, I'm waiting for you to read my message. All right, I'll do that. He says, this year ended very well, but still we pray for more success next year. Defending the good work of this administration is communal labor, including you, Na, and other well-respected personalities. All right. Mahama is the best for Ghana. The prices of the following commodities have reduced in Bolga. 1 bag of 5 kg double star rice. As this dollar. Sorry, Bolga
Delight.
Okay. 1 bag of 5 kg double star rice used to sell at 850 to 950 under the previous administration. It's now 500 to 520. Really? Okay. A gallon of cooking oil used to be 1,200. It's now 520.
What is the size?
These drops are very...
Yeah, I think last week we had people saying that a bag of rice going for...
But this is half the price.
Yes, for like 120, 140, they were going for 80, 70,
wow.
some even as low as...
A bag of maize used to be 1,000, now it's 350. A bag of cement used to be 120, now it's 75. Okay, these numbers
show us. You know, the northern part of a country is our food basket.
Okay, so this is how it is from Bolga. But you can't get that in Accra, though. Yeah. All right, I see. A pack of spaghetti used to be 150, now it's 100. The size of kinky has increased. Let me quote the late Jerry John Rollins. If the economy is good, I should feel it in my stomach. The NDC is a good manager of the economy. All right.
Yeah. Sheikh Abubakar Ali Napar says that I think the reset agenda is working. So far, so good. We expect more and better in the coming year. We also need lasting peace in Boku. And so far, the initiative by the Asantehene should be made to work. Yeah. All right, so that'll be it for now. We're taking a break, right?
Yes.
When we come back, we have big issues right here. We're talking about a subject matter dominating the airwaves currently. It's the revamp of the Tema Oil Refinery. More importantly, what we make of it. Does it mean that as far as we are related, we're going to see this lasting in the short to medium term and even in the long term in itself? So make sure you join us. And then we're looking at the Constitutional Review Committee's own recommendations. Should dual citizens by birth contest parliamentary elections? All right. We're taking a break. We'll come back with all these vexed matters.
I know. Said if you gonna believe them lies, so baby, just realize, so that's for me. Biggie bam, biggie baba. Something at the best, oh yes.
free to play.
Well, so we're here for big issues. We told you we will be talking about the revamp of the Tema Oil Refinery, and according to other sources in the news being published, and then officially also communicated in that press release, the Tema Oil Refinery is back in business. And well, if you live around Tema, you tend to visit that enclave, the industrial area, you would find that the smoke keeps bellowing from the refinery each time you pass through there. So we want to have that conversation. Does it mean that we fully have TOR back on track, working for the good people of Ghana? And what is it going to be like for the downstream petroleum industry in itself? And then also particularly for those who tend to benefit from the downstream petroleum industry. So we have some great people to help us with the discussion. They're regulars on Mondays as usual. So we'll also talk about, secondly, when it comes to the subject matter of all the things we're talking about, the key actions that need to be taken. And it's in relation to the Constitutional Review Committee's recommendations. You will know that they've given a dossier whole recommendation booklet in excess of some 137 pages or 300 and something pages to the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. And so we want to focus on the aspect about dual citizenship in its entirety, but particularly also relating to dual citizenship in contesting by way of a prerequisite or a qualification to contest parliamentary elections in Ghana. That currently is not the case. You have to renounce it. There's been a number of court decisions in the annals of our jurisprudence which clearly makes it untenable for you to be a dual citizen to contest. There are recent ones as well. So we'll take a look at that. I have right here Eduji Tamaklo. He's Director Legal, the NDC as well, Chief Executive for the National Petroleum Authority. Good morning to you, Eduji.
Good morning, my brother Roland.
How are you?
Good morning to the distinguished co-panelists. I'm
Right,
okay.
right.
And Chairman Prosper.
Yeah, Chairman Prosper.
Chairman
Godwin.
Prosper, good morning.
Godwin Tamaklo.
Happy New Year in advance. And my senior brother, Godwin Tamaklo, I wish you all the very best. 2026 will be very good.
Now, we have lawyer Apia Dankwa of the United Party. I used to refer to him as a former member of the NPP. I don't do that anymore. Of the
But
United.
you have done it.
You say?
That's the bottom line. You've done it.
Oh. Of the United Party, we have lawyer Apia Dankwa.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas.
Prosperous New Year. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Merry Christmas and good year to my brother Eduji. Ken's rep on the seat. And then my own professor. and Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year to all Ghanaians.
Very important. And then Dr. Kweku Boahin is here. Kweku Boahin, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay. Where's Kenny Japan now?
Today is going to be in Achumamponwa.
Achumamponwa. In Ashanti region.
In Ashanti region. And then Mabiaja, Evija Kabre, and then Swami. We'll climb as a day. Then tomorrow we'll do Odotobri, Manson Dubia, Manson Kwanta. And then Achuma Kwanguma.
Oh, Achuma Kwanguma.
Literally going to my area.
Yeah.
It looks to be a very good outturn for Ken as well. And then I have... Get connected, yes. Dr. Bernard Tutubuan. Dr. Bernard Tutubuan, thank you for joining. Good morning.
Yes, Roland.
Happy New Year to you. Because we'll see you until... Happy New Year to you.
Many happy returns and good morning to my very good two lawyers, Lawyer DG and Lawyer Pierre Damka.
Okay.
Good morning, Dr. Ken. I do.
No, but he's not connected.
No, I know he's not connected, but he is calling
Ken is a name.
Dr. Ken.
The signal, no. But the signal, no, I pick it.
I can't pay.
Plus 9.
I can't pay.
I didn't. Any number plus 9 is equal to 20. Yeah. Any number plus.
Musa Danko has come with the latest poll.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at.
Any number plus.
What is he saying about
he says that Baumia dropped to about
45,
and Ken appreciated to about 31%.
And then,
so give me some
the undisclosed and then undecided votes he thinks are all for Kennedy Japan. And that adds up to about 20%, making us 51%.
But you see, so how did Kennedy Japan allow Bamia's people in the MPP to say that the MPP must elect a flag bearer before they elect constituency executive? The very moment he allowed that rule, that was the day he lost the presidential primary.
No, unfortunately.
That was the day he lost.
Unfortunately,
because you see, once you allow your opponent to set the rule for you, you won't set the rule to favor you. Regrettably.
The opponents you're talking about, I think these were rules that came from the National Executive Council.
You know
and then it has nothing to do with now setting rules.
In fact, in 1992, when presidential election happened, first before parliamentary, the MPP raised an issue that it was a clever form of gerrymandering. And so 1996, they ensured that both presidential and parliamentary happened the same day. But today, after so many years, your party had done a 360 degrees to now have your presidential primaries ahead of even organizing your own constituencies. And you say this is a novelty. Can't you see,
can never
can't
be a
you see
novelty.
somebody rigging the election ahead of time?
It's all right. It's bad. It is a bad thing that they did, but then we think that delegates are going to listen to the cry of Ghanaians, and then they will bring Kennedy Japan as a
The delegates are the gatekeepers. They have already been selected ahead of you. You are done.
All right. Enough of the politics. Enough of the politics for today.
No, but I don't think that today's schools had
Not today. We did one.
The big man is watching you, Ambassador Dr. Nyaho Tama.
Oh.
He's watching you this morning. Dumaga, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We keep praying to God to keep you strong.
Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, the founding member of the MPP, even though the current executive, they dispute
this addition is completely unwarranted and mischievous.
Please, my producer said, please sit up. Because we're only seeing your head. Please, I retract the mischief part. It's unintended. But let's talk about the certain battle of the revamp of the Tema Oil Refinery. You take a look at what the Tema Oil Refinery itself has posted by way of its release. Says it now, after strenuous efforts, indeed supported by the board and management and its key stakeholders, will now be in a position to be able to refine crude. Hitherto, before now, we're just almost being used like a tank farm, so to speak. Yeah. It also means that the main object of the Tema Oil Refinery to be one, if not a leading refinery in Ghana, will be achieved. And we know that going by their books, the last time they were able to post a profit was sometime 2016 thereabouts, when we had Mr. Wada Akong at the helm of affairs. Subsequently, when the MPP came, we tried to see some effort be made by High Commissioner or Ambassador Isaac Osei, but subsequently also that hasn't been the case. Edwige Tamaklo, you tend to watch the downstream petroleum sector exactly, and then when it comes to policy related to such an effort to revamp an almost dead state enterprise, what do you know within government circles has been done at all?
Okay, so I think it's important that we appreciate the great vision by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to set up the Tema oil refinery. And the thinking at that time was as much as possible to make Ghana self-reliant with very little or no reliance on foreign. At the core of this is also to show a certain level of energy security. That has been the reasoning of the founding father of the country. We've done 360 degrees. We've gotten to the point where for 6 or more years, the refinery was basically down. If you recall, under Jerry Rawlings, the tail end of Jerry Rawlings, that was when the catalytic cracker and others were put in to a bit modernize the operation of the refinery. Regrettably, we've not been able to live up to that expectation until the things we saw between 2000 and 2018 to 2024. I want to say this. My brother Edmond Combat and the board led by Honorable Billy Joe have demonstrated some, let me say, great thinking in getting the refinery back on its track. The reason why I say this is that, you see, usually with the kind of facility we have, if you look at the associated product or byproduct related to the refinery, that alone can help the country greatly. Based on what we've been doing with TOR, you have Central doing extremely well now, almost giving us 20% of the market over the past period. I strongly believe that if Tema Oil Refinery is able to ramp up production to almost 45,000, barrels per stream per day, TOR and Central alone should be doing about 40% of the market. And that will be significant. That will greatly, project the country well. And one of the benefits, I strongly believe, is that once they get into that, it will also impact on pricing dynamics greatly, because then you'll be doing less exports. Now, the bigger advantage also is that if you are doing it here, the kind of forex you need to bring imported product, that pressure on the Ghana cedi will greatly also reduce. So the economics of it is greatly impactful. As you know, immediately we set up the gas infrastructure in Etuabo, because we're getting LPG, and at a point it rose to almost 45% of market demand. It also reduced the downward pressure on the Ghana cedi. So at every material time, once we're able to do a few of these things locally, it projects the economy better. And I strongly believe that one of the things that we should all do is to encourage government to invest more in the operations of Tema Oil Refinery. There are two things that we need to be looking at. One, the issues about safety. Two, the issues about sustainability. Now, to have these operations in a more sustainable manner would also require that government begins to invest in the industry. Whilst coming, I've been doing a bit of reading on it. And one of the things that I chance upon is the fact that regardless of whatever we do, we also need investment in the region of almost $200 million.
$200 million?
Yes.
For a proper revamp?
Proper revamp of the refinery. And when you say revamp, there are certain key technical things or equipment that I think the refinery would need to bring it to international best practice. I had this document shared with me. I just want to reference it so that whatever it is that we do, even from the point of view of government of Ghana, we'll be mindful that we need to do those kind of investment ASAP. That will make the work of my brother Edmond Combat a bit more easier for him. I do not think that you need to just have a refinery that serves the Ghanaian market. You can also have a refinery that serves the market even beyond Ghana. But those ones also depends on standards. So one of the things that we are looking at is that we need to have the installation of a gasoline hydrotreating unit. Now, the whole idea is that once you do that, it will help you reduce the sulfur content level to a certain point that would be able to go into the European market, among others. You also need the installation of the diesel hydrotreating unit. We also need that. The installation of the isomerization unit, which will convert light gasoline into other products. So there are many things that I think, with the support of central government, Tema Oil Refinery should be able to elevate the conversation to. And I'm very happy that today, in fact, when I saw the frame up there, I was excited. When my brother Combat gave the indication that he is going to ensure that the refinery gets on stream, I said, look, my brother, anything that you need from our end to get this done,
okay,
we are willing and able to get this thing done for you.
Okay.
And by the grace of the Almighty God, my brother Edmond Combat, the management and the board have been able to do such a yeoman's job.
Okay.
And I want to applaud him for it.
Let's come to a substantive issue which needs thorough discussion. Why was Toll left in the States between post-2016 up to this time? What should have been done, ideally, that will mirror what the vision of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was when he set up or had that vision that we need a refinery as a country within those people?
The true reason, if I say it here, it will be controversial.
I don't understand.
The true reason, if I say it here, it will be controversial. And I think bottom line is a question of leadership response. What exactly is the vision of the president? If you recall, in the lead up to the 2024 election, President John Dramani Mahama made it abundantly clear when he met staff of Tema Oil Refinery as part of the campaign that should Ghanaians give him the benefit of leadership and leading this country once again, he was going to get the Tema Oil Refinery back on stream. And so bottom line is a question of leadership. What is the leadership response to pressing needs? One president had a benefit, and it has been the people, Kwane, Ajana 1, Ajana 2, for 6 solid years. Nothing spectacular happened. There had been some interventions, and I remember vividly the Torenko deal. At a point, the Special Prosecutor's Office had to even intervene to stop it. because the deal that was being cooked at that time could possibly would have transferred ownership in the refinery to private individuals, possibly at a giveaway price. All of this were examined when the NDC took over in January 2025. And the leadership response is that we can get the refinery back without that giveaway conversation. Let me say, in all of this discussion, one person that has shown thought leadership is the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, the Honorable John Abdullahi Jinapor. I say, we've had ministers in the past. You see, it is the willingness, the political will, and usually it is at the ministerial level. Once the minister says, this is what I want to happen, it will happen. Because oftentimes, the president's vision is carried by the minister through agency heads. And in this specific case, with the support of the minister, the Honorable John Abdullahi Jinapor, we are seeing what we are seeing today. And so I want to say, in a simple answer to your question, that is a simple question of leadership. What the leaders now want. If the leaders then wanted Tema Oil Refinery to be, they would have done it. And President Mahama has kept to his campaign promise. And within the space of a year, we have seen it. I watched a TV3 production, I think 2 years ago, where your brother, Komna Kluche, had interviewed workers of Tema Oil Refinery. And of all the things they said, they attributed a certain level of incompetence, unwillingness on the part of the then management to get the refinery back on stream. And so if today, under a new management, we can have this happen, it tells you that leadership is everything, Roland. And I once again, I want to thank the workers, particularly of Tema Oil Refinery too, as well, for supporting management to do this. If the workers are not willing, there's not much that you can do under the circumstance. And I want to applaud the special prosecutor and his office for the intervention last year or so in stopping that deal. But for that, and that is why for some of us, we have always said, look, the office, regardless of its shortcomings, ought to be given. Two things they have done to save this republic. Ejapa. Do you know that by now, $250 million every year from royalties from gold, among others, would have been mortgaged, securitized to some people in Cayman Island and others without you having the benefit of nowhere. It wouldn't have happened but for Martin Amidou's corruption risk assessment and for Kisi Ejabin again with the last intervention. So I think these are some of the things. I mean,
let I'll come to you. And for those who lived in Tema as well as Ashama and its enclave, anybody who worked in Tema in the in the 90s, we call them GAIP workers. It's because when the landmark project was inaugurated by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in 1963, it was called the Ghana Italian Petroleum Company, so they called it GAIP, and subsequently became a Tema Oil Refinery over the years. And Nkrumah's vision, was supposed to make Ghana a self-sustaining downstream petroleum country that could only not serve Ghana but others in the sub-region. You know his vision generally. Why do you think that was, and how will the continuous commitment of any government at all to revamp toll inure to the benefits of the ordinary Ghanaian?
Yeah. See, toll, the importance of toll in the Ghana agenda, the importance of toll in the Pan-African agenda, because essentially Ghana led the Pan-African agenda. We made a promise on our Independence Day that the independence of Ghana was going to show to the whole world that after all, the black man was capable of managing his own affairs. To that end, Kwame Nkrumah undertook a radical industrialization agenda, which essentially was or sought to achieve what we call import substitution. And toll was to be at the very heart of it. Unfortunately, since our economy was liberalized in the 80s, toll or the failure of toll has been one of the fundamental symptoms of how we failed as a people to move our economy forward subsequent to our economic liberalization. Indeed, if you recall, after the famous 2000 elections, the MPP made a very profound, you know, the statement. I think you recall that Ghana was in debt of pay. I think it was all related to toll. So essentially, toll was supposed to be at the center of our industrialization agenda. Over the years, because of one political interference in terms of pricing, because of the unsustainable debts that toll has over the years incurred, because of our inability to find a way of sustaining flow of crude to toll. Toll has been going through some start, stop. Now, I think these problems, His Excellency President Mahama found a solution to these problems. I think toll was one of the core reasons of the ESLA, Energy Sector Levy Act. He passed the act in 2015 with the benefit of hindsight and having endured 8 years of Kosciuszko leadership.
We use it for Dachin and the other bonds, ESLA bonds.
Yeah, but I'm coming down with the benefit of hindsight, because in 2016, I was a champion for the call of change. I won't be a hypocrite. I'm coming to sit here. I was a champion for the call for change. But with the benefit of hindsight, unfortunately, when we give the reins of government to His Excellency Nana Addo, they showed a fundamental lack of commitment. I want to be controversial, like my brother, my learned friend, I'm controversial. A criminally lack of commitment to the focus of the ESLA. Because the essence of ESLA was to take care of the legacy debts that threatened to cripple our energy sector. The fact that they even went ahead to do what we call the Energy Sector Recovery Program in 2019. And one of the core mandates of that program was also to deal with the debt of toll. You understand? We found a situation where toll was literally shut down. It became a tank farm. And if I was to continue my spirit of controversy, the question was, I want to ask that, was it a deliberate attempt to bring down toll so that they can sell it to themselves? We can interrogate that. And it will not be a far-fetched,
assumption.
Yeah,
but that's speculative.
That's what I'm saying, that when you consider Ijapade here, when you consider all the numerous things they did, was it the case that toll? Because it's shocking. Because when you talk about toll, you're talking about the Ghana agenda. You're talking about the Pan-African agenda. You're talking about one of the institutions created to show that after all, the black man was capable of managing his own affairs. So that when you assume office, when you inherit a government that had set up Energy Sector Levy Act, that was giving you consistent funds to deal with legacy debts. When you set up a program, you waste the money to set up an Energy Sector Recovery Program, and you promise that by 2023, the debts would be dealt with. Understand? Two, when you inherited a government that set up, at least had set up a system that was going to give you inflows of cash, what prevented you to deal with the other issues that was causing toll not to thrive? Like, what prevented them from creating laws that will ensure that toll was insulated from political control. Because that's one of the major reasons why TOR is not succeeding. What prevented them from then finding ways of, because fortunately, when they came back into power in 2016, all the issues about upstream, what's it called, oil needs had been dealt with. What prevented them from finding a strategy to, because we have GNPC and also and all those, of securing sustainable crude from our upstream sector. Because the issue with TOR, beyond we adding more machinery like my brother Eduji is alluding to, it's not because TOR, in terms of the machinery, TOR can't function. The reason why TOR shuts down is because they don't have crude. They can't sustain crude. The reason why they are not functioning, they struggle, is because of the huge debts that lies on its books. What strategy, sustained strategy, did they put in place? You see, I'm not an expert here. I'm very lay when it comes to energy issues.
And such matters.
Yeah, I'm very lay. But then you see, there's a huge debt on the books of TOR. ESLA has been, one government has put in place a policy to give you consistent cash flows. So when you came in, and they left for after a year. So I don't know whether they themselves had maybe more plans. But based on what I'm saying now, probably they did. You understand? You did not add anything to their plan. Rather, what you did was to divert the revenue from ESLA. You're using it to play around. You understand? And then you set up an energy sector recovery program, and all you do with it is to even create more problems. You see, let's forget about them. What's it called? The AG must go after them. I don't trust the OSP. You know, like my brother, we should maintain the OSP, but I don't trust the OSP. Now,
you mean we should maintain the OSP, but not the SP? We
should maintain the OSP office. Okay. Do it properly. Yes, when you read the constitutional review, you see they want us to do it properly. It should be constitution based, not the act as in this do something to represent something that once again they did. Now, what I advise, first of all, I want to comment the government, but they must not follow what the previous government did. They must not attempt to deal with the symptoms. They must deal with the core problems. Which are one, they must deal decisively with the debt that sits on the books. They must clean up the books, the debts. They must find a way. You understand? Either what's called first of all, convert the debt to a sovereign debt, or use it as an SVP, or find a bond that would deal with the debt. But at the end of the day, that debt must be cleared from our books. Two, they must find a way of sustaining flow of crude to TOR. As in, they must be able to do that. Three, they must use the law to prevent political interference in terms of pricing. You understand? TOR must also be run not as a social policy.
State enterprise.
No, not necessarily. State enterprise can be run commercially. Like a social enterprise. You understand? But it must be commercially run. You understand? So that
viably.
Exactly. Okay. Then TOR can be sustainable. You get a picture. So clearly, I want to applaud this government. I think when we are talking about reset, I think the biggest pointer that you can have in terms of where this reset agenda is going is in this news.
This TOR news. Part of the reset.
It's one of the biggest pointers. Examples of whether or not really there is a reset. You understand? One of the pointers is the fact that just after 11 months after His Excellency John Mahama took the oath of office, TOR is back. And right now, our concern should be, how do we sustain this? It shouldn't be, you understand? How do you sustain? I'm saying that to do that, they must deal with the debt on the books. They must make sure that we have consistent crude flow. Because the benefits, I think Eduji did a very good job at that. One, you have a situation where all the plenty monies that you have to find to import is one of the biggest import substitution agendas you can have. Two, it deals with the pricing of fuel. You understand? And we know that fuel impacts everything in our country. We say we want to undertake a radical industrialization agenda. How do we succeed in that agenda when we can't deal with our energy
You know now, even
issues.
under big push, a lot of the construction will require bitumen for the big push, the road construction projects.
And for downstream, and for upstream, when you do the refinery.
And
the
for a
hydrocarbons.
refinery, one of the product, the byproduct will be bitumen. And so that is going to significantly help with the big push agenda. So, I mean, just getting the refinery on stream, for me, is a game changer.
Very fortunate.
And look, the people who matter, if I have their ears and I need to share a few words, is to say that let's get the needed money into rates, get it, escrow the receivables at the end of the day, and the refinery. Look, from 1999, all our politics have always had a bit of thermal oil refinery. Third, do you remember?
Yeah, because it's so critical. That's what I'm saying. It goes to the very core of our Pan-African agenda. Because Ghana is a leader in our Pan-African agenda. And we made a promise on our Independence Day that the independence of Ghana will be meaningless unless it leads to total liberation. So we are liberated, but we are not free. And we are not free because we have failed in translating our political independence to economic independence. And at the core of it is how we've handled industrialization. And at the core of that is how we've handled issues that concerns our energy. So for me, it's a no-brainer. As much as I want to commend the government, I think, Ryan, I'm convinced that we have leadership. We didn't have leadership from 2017 to 2024. We didn't have leadership. Huh? Now we didn't have leadership. Okay. We had a pretense of leadership. You understand? Now we have leadership. Now what this means that this leader, as we can talk, we can give him pressure, we can have a discussion. And I'm saying that all our efforts, all our discussion should be geared at how do we make this revamp, this revitalization, how do we make it sustainable?
As part of sustainability.
You agree?
As part of the sustainability,
yes,
you'll find that when Iwadako came in, the objective was to make sure you have investment or some money invested in toll as part of the revamp process, because it will come to a nullity if that is not undertaken. And so we've tried, from 2017, we tried to meddle with investment from the Middle East, some etc. And then even the clarity and then the transparency for some of those dealings haven't been clear to not only the media, those in their sector, but also in civil society. Why do you think investment will be critical to sustain this?
Good. Good morning. To all of you.
Because I know Ken is on Ghana agenda throughout. So.
Merry Christmas to everybody, all Ghanaians out there, to the Connected family. Good morning to the incoming flag bearer of the MPP, Honorable Kennedy Ohene Japan, and then to my constituents, Amasaman. I wish you a very good year in 2026. It's going to be a year where NPP would come back alive because it's going to have a good leader, a new leader that will lead the transformation agenda. Let's come back to the topic here. Toll. Resuming operations is a good thing for us. If you look at our import of oil products, petroleum products, over the years, I think we do almost about a $10 billion imports of petrochemical products every year into Ghana.
10 what?
Almost $10 billion.
$10.2 billion.
Okay, of products every year. And then if we have toll running, what it does is that it's going to save us as much as almost about a $2 billion of forex. And this is a good thing. If you look at toll having operational and financial challenges That include almost about $517 million debt. And then liabilities exceeding almost $435 million. So it was a problem. All had issues with inefficient trading, the political interference, as he mentioned, operational difficulties, and all that. So it brought in a whole lot of problems with the way things has to be run with toll over the years. And the political interference is one of the few things that really did not help toll at all. Okay, if you look at the challenges that were associated with toll with respect to the financial issues and all that, over the years, you would understand this and then look at it from the point where toll would have to give contracts to people to supply food to them. And then when you are given that contract, it's stipulated beneath that we'll pay you after 60 working days. And this became an issue for a lot of the suppliers of, toll uses the light crude to do the refining and all that. And that is what we also get from the Cape 3 point here. But unfortunately, we don't even get the barrels to supply toll. And then we have to bring in light crude from Nigeria. And so a lot of the times our allottees have issues if we have to pay them after 60 working days. Yeah. And even this 60 working days, sometimes you have to go through hell to get those monies that are supposed to go to the suppliers. And so it was a whole lot of issues, but it is one of the few things that if we do, to me, it would be in the best interest of Ghana if toll runs than the way a manner, because of our own personal interest or parochial interest, so people would want toll shut down so that they will control the petrochemical industry by bringing in crude or by bringing in AGO, automotive gas oil, or bringing in PMS, there's a premium motor spirit, which is we call petrol. Because when they bring it in, they get the liquid, they control the market. Today, if you look at the price of AGO, it is at $590 per metric ton. Okay. Now, people will bring it in, and then will sell to the states probably at $650 or $700 per metric ton, by making astronomical profit out of it. So because of this, they will feel that it's better to shut it down so that they will bring it in and control the market. So a lot of the times, I find it difficult when people want to play politics with petrol, okay? And then they will think that, it's because the government is insensitive to the plight of Ghanaians. That is why petrol pricing or diesel pricing are up there. Government doesn't control it, okay? Because private individuals will spend their money, bring in their vessels, bring in their products, and then they will sell it at the rate that they think they will make profits out of it, okay? Now, if toll wants to start operations, and then as they have told us that they have started operations, and then they really do, it will be good for Ghana, because we can cut down on some of these pricing. We will have a sustainable pricing of diesel or petrol on the market. And then the NPA and then the little bit of money that they put on as taxes and all that can come down a little bit, and then we can make a lot of significant gains out of this. I, on any given day, would root for false operations, because Ghanaians are going to get work to do. Those that have been in employment of toll and then they have only been managing the tank farms over the years would have something to do. And then we have such a wonderful refinery here in Ghana that can do 45 barrels. 45,000. 45,000 barrels per stream a day. And then we want to only but rely on, I think Santo is doing about 6,000 barrels. Central?
No, the same 45 range.
They're doing 45 now?
The same range.
Oh, wow. That is good.
Almost doing 20% of the market.
That is very
significant.
Good. You see, for some of us who know a little bit of the petrochemical industry and then are abreast with what happens there, the very moment we get our people here refining and doing a lot of the work here, like toll want to start now, will be very good for our system and our economy. Okay. Now, what I would think that we have to do, like the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy has proposed, where private individuals would bring in the crude, toll will refine at a price, a fixed rate, will be good for us. It will sustain toll operations. People will not just go there and idle around, but then they'll find work to do, and then they'll be paid for that which they are working for, and not just going to toll and walking around and then leaving without any, because that is what has happened over the years. Because almost every worker that when you go, there's a whole setup, the leadership, everything, everybody, there's a manager, there's this, yet there's no production over the years. And then it was just because, for me, when I come to some of these issues, I don't want to politicize, I don't want to talk about politics. I think it was bad on our part, it was bad on the old government's part, not to. The previous government. Stop there. Just
I don't understand. You're saying that the government. What did you say? The government.
I said when it comes to
Kufuor government.
When it comes to toll,
I
think it was bad on the part of the old administration.
Please wrap up for me.
You want me to say MPP, but I'm not saying MPP.
Wrap up.
The previous government to not have started toll operations. For me, I think it was bad. Okay, because people's livelihood, people. Oh, I didn't notice, sir. You see, now, in conclusion, what I would want and then I expect of government today is yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. I think it was because of people's parochial interest, not because of government not wanting to start it. That is what I feel. They felt that they could control the market and get more money out of it, not necessarily because they saw a need to start toll and then they didn't do it, but it was because of their parochial interest. But now, what I would expect of government is that government has to prioritize contracts, transparent contracts. Okay, we should have credible partners. That is what I'm looking at. You see, over the years, we, somewhere 2016, 2015, we'll give contracts to people to supply crude and all that. And then we know that these people we have even given the contracts to do not have the capacity. They don't even know any allottee who would even supply any crude anywhere. But then contracts were handed over to people. That is why I'm saying I think that we should have a more government should prioritize transparent contracts. We should have credible partners come into the oil industry. And then the environmental safeguards or providing a good, if you may, looking at the water pollution and the air pollution thing, well, with respect to toll, will be good for us. But we should try as much as possible to look at the financial operational gaps and how to stop them, and then make sure that if private individuals are bringing in their own crude to be refined by toll, then we should be also accounting for the amount of money that is coming into government kitty because they are using government facilities.
Well, they have to declare profits, and so they can declare dividend to government. As I said now, sustainability is very important, and that's the conversation today. You look at what the intentions are. This is a good point, right? All that has transpired. What will be your own observation and counsel to the management and board, especially?
So, Merry Christmas. Prosperous New Year to our viewers and to all of us gathered here, and the production team as well. Yes, I think that the discussion so far has covered the historical dimensions, the related issues of toll, and what should be done so far. I think that all these discussions, from history, to all suggestions, is that toll must be sustainable going forward, and not just a 9-day wonder sort of sustainability, but a sustainability that will benefit posterity. I think that Lawyer Duji has done a yeoman's job with regards to his submissions, together with Lawyer Dankwai and Dr. Kennedy Buahin. I think that you see to it that political interventions has been one of the issues that has stalled the sustainability of toll. Lack of managerial and leadership vision is also another issue that we need to look at. But the third point, that probably we are not considering is the brain drain that toll had suffered over the years. Yes. Obviously, due to low salaries to the workers of toll. And you see, for toll to be sustainable, we need to keep the best brains in toll. We all agree that the kind of technology that toll has been using over the years is something of old. And when we talk about the depth of toll, we forget that the use of old technology could also increase the depth stock of toll. Efficiency. Then, of course, you are operating
high operational cost.
Exactly. And so, if you have investments in the area, which seeks to bring, state-of-the-art technology, modern technologies, to increase efficiency, and you have investment that can also keep, experienced hands, within the organization, and not lose it to, the Arab world. Then, of course, toll will remain efficient. It will remain sustainable. We can produce, I think Lawyer was talking about 45,000 barrels per day, right?
Yeah.
And my other readings also suggest that if toll is working at full capacity,
we can do up to
80,000, and that would be good for us, okay? And you see, the economic implications that this nation will stand to benefit will be enormous. And we wouldn't be talking about government investing 10 billion into an economy, largely to reduce, this kind of dollar effect, and also to ensure that, fuel prices so reduces. Of course, if you are reducing and we have very good business models, in place, what it will mean is that, look, our fuel will be one of the cheapest, within the sub-region.
Hey.
And, oh yes, I mean, a lawyer is here. You will probably agree to what I'm saying. And that will mean that living conditions of people will be improved, okay, so that we move beyond, subsidizing, fuel and all that, so that the effects of, I hear that the importation of fuel alone into this country, is above $5 billion. Sorry.
5 billion liters.
Yeah, 5.3 billion liters. All right. And look at the dollar value attached to it. All right. And the fact that it will put over 40% pressure on the cedi, the demand for the dollar. All right. And that will not help this country going forward. So I believe that if we are able to invest in toll, keep our experienced hands, acquire modern technology, I mean, this country will be good to go. I also want to believe that, look, the politics of it is equally not helping this country. Not just about appointing, leaders, to go and then lead toll. In the past, you will see that when government appoints people to toll, because of the power backing them, and probably because of the fact that most of them also lack direction and expertise in the field, they end up there, just exercising political power and nothing else, without even adding any value to the operations of
What could displayed some level of acceptable
and what happened?
Competence.
What happened?
For the industry.
What was the output?
It was derailed post-2016.
What was the output? Did we see toll working? I mean, lawyer was talking about the fact that for about 6 years, toll has been on a standstill. Isn't it, lawyer?
It went into ICU.
Yes.
That's post-Iwada.
Okay.
It went into intensive.
So when did the Iwada come?
ICU.
What was it?
Iwada left with the John Mahama government.
He did 2014, 2016.
Okay, but even then, toll wasn't operating under full capacity. It wasn't.
I think it was.
It was operating, but not.
That they started a little operation. They have installed some new machines and all that. So they started, and then I don't know what really happened. Just within the first 2 weeks of
I always say,
2017,
you see,
and it was admitted.
It was admitted back into
no, but Doctor made a very important point: the politics of it. You see, sometimes immediately you take over, and your mindset is to find faults. It blurs your vision.
Yeah.
What this new administration did, putting a very young, vibrant, intelligent combat to handle their affairs, what it did was to focus first on getting the facility on stream. Once you look at all the managerial inefficiencies and challenges.
But by 2017, the aviation wasn't bled. The aviation was really focused. It wasn't bled at all.
Please end for me.
So my focus is that, you see, at the end of the day, whoever is should target the operations of toll to the extent that at the end of the day, by the term of your office, you are leaving, an operation that Ghanaians can actually benefit from. All right. So if you do it in a form of half-baked bread, how do we consume it? That's the point. How do we benefit? So what we are seeing this time, within a space of 1 year, and the reports we are reading, okay, suggest that, the leader in there is going to do something at least beneficial for us. And that is where a caution is equally needed. Early celebration is good, all right, but it shouldn't sit at the better part of your...
Cautious optimism.
Exactly. So that is very important. Now, I think that the focus of everything that, the current administration of TOR and the current administration of Ghana, should focus on is to try as much as possible to cut the importation, of refined fuel into this country at the cost of $10.2 billion, in 2024, and about 3.7 billion, between January and August. These are huge sums of money, all right, that if for any reason government should decide that, look, out of the gold board money coming in, I am going to invest, let's say 50% into the operations of TOR. I think that within the shortest possible time, that money can be recouped and then taken back to where it was taken from. All right. I also want to believe that, look, Lawyer BG said that the operations of TOR, or whatever TOR is going to produce, should not just be, be limited to Ghana alone. And he was looking at the international outlook of TOR. And that is very important. Because, you see, if you are producing to serve Ghana, what will be the capacity that we are looking at? And as to whether whatever you'll be getting out of TOR will be enough to sustain its operations and even give profit to the country. So at the end of the day, it is not just about the population of Ghana, but the sub-region and other African countries as well. Okay. So you have a bigger picture in front of you, and that is what you are looking at. If you have a bigger vision, what it means is that you work extra hard, you go beyond political, visions, and then look at a business, model to make sure that, look, you achieve whatever you have to achieve. Okay. I've always maintained that, look, it has gotten to a time that Ghana should be operated as a business entity, but not as a political entity.
It's something Dr. Bawumia says all the time.
That
what you said the last time. But we have Duncan Amwa on the stream for us. The Executive Director for COPE. Good morning to you, Duncan Amwa.
Good morning, Roland.
Good morning. As a follow-up from your responses on the news yesterday, there has to be a huge capital injection in TOR in order for this to be sustainable, is that not it? Which do you think, as an industry person, should be where we need to be looking at?
Thank you very much, Roland. Indeed, I will reiterate that point forcefully. What TOR has so far achieved is the first phase of three important phases for sustainability. I've heard, of course, your discussants use that word, and I think it is important we re-echo it. You've done turnaround maintenance, very important. Integrity of the plant has so far been proved to be okay. It is not that dangerous as some had painted it previously, that the plant is so old you can't do anything with it. However, to do just the first phase is not that significant at this point to start jubilating. And so I would go to, like I've always insisted, what kind of investments that my brother Combat and his deputy Abubakar would need at this point in order to be getting closer to something you would call a modern refinery. You do have a situation where the fuel we import into the country currently, there are some parameters or what you would call standards that these fuels meet due to the kinds of fleet you have on your roads. Most cars you have now, you are not looking at vehicles that are that old. And so you're doing about Euro 4, Euro 5 specifications. BDCs currently import, as it were, for diesel, what you will call 10 ppm and 50 ppm. That is 10 parts per million, 50 parts per million, which is cleaner. The sulfur count is quite low. And so your combustion engines are able to break them down easier, and that reduces pollution completely. And so your roads are not that dirty from, as it were, carbon emissions. That is significant. That decision was taken somewhere 2015, 2016 to move away from dirty fuel, which is the diesel count in fuel that is quite high. The sub-region is not up to that level that Ghana has currently. And I'm afraid to say TOR is not up to that standard that Ghana imports currently. For TOR's CDU, RFCC, you are looking at doing about 1,500 ppm at best. And so there's the need to bring what you will call a desulfurizing unit in there to remove the vast amounts of sulfur to be able to get whatever agro that comes out of the refinery to meet even local standards for local consumption. So in the past, anytime TOR comes back on stream, most of what it produces, we had to export to the Sahelian countries because clearly Ghanaian automotive fleet could not consume that, except that probably your aging trotros and the space buses, they could be comfortable with 1,500. But then again, the environmental pollution that is associated with 1,500 and 3,000 ppm is not a joke. And so, Roland, TOR has got work to do. It's got work on its hands. The beautiful thing is that the young pair have clearly demonstrated that they've got their thinking caps on. To be able to sail the first phase is in itself a milestone, but we are not out of the woods yet. Again, you are also talking about petrol that we import into the country. When you go to the pumps currently, you are dealing with what you call the octane rating number. The minimum that we do here is 91. As I speak with you, other fuel stations also bring even the specialized products, the V-Power and the Goil XP95 and all of that. Those are, good products that do not also contribute to environmental degradation. Okay. The 91 is our minimum. If TOR would be able to sustain itself in that space, what you would call a reformer unit is also necessary for TOR at this point. That reformer unit, you are looking at between 25 to about 50 million USD to be able to take out, a lot of the bad things, the methanes and the other hazardous chemicals that you will find in poor fuels. And so that $50 million, if you ask me, we would need to go back to that TOR levy that you and I have been paying since 2003, which has never been accounted for. We would need to find a certain financing to be able to inject into TOR to bring whatever that they are producing now to even the local standards that you and I will be able to consume safely. Other than that, we would simply produce and have to export them out of the country because the standards that we have here is higher than the old plants is able to churn out. Don't forget, you are also competing with the likes of Dangote and Centuo, who are a bit more modern than the Tor plant itself. And so that capital injection is necessary. The first bit I spoke to you about, the desulfurizing unit, you may need to do about 150 million USD to be able to get that done, so that whatever products that comes through the CDU RFCC eventually will be able to at least be able to meet what you and I consume from the BDCs locally. And so if you recall, some time back, there was always a pushback from the BDCs to suggest that, well, Tor is not ready, Tor cannot contribute significantly to our local demand. I think Tor can, but then again, the secret in there is that investments are needed. If we fail to go back to the drawing table and provide the needed investment or capital injection, either through one of two, models. Either we go for the PPP or the PSP model, which is one, the public-private partnership participation that does the build, operate, and transfer for us, which is one, or government decides to go through the Tor levy, the accumulations or accruals so far made, use part of it to ring-fence Tor debts so that Tor can have a new lease of life. Use part of it also to retool the refinery. If you don't get the desulfurizing plant in there, if you don't get the reformer unit, fixed in there to be able to, as it were, churn out products that meet regular standards we have in this country, we would simply be jubilating for nothing, Roland. And at the end of the day, like you've cautioned, if we do not do the heavier fixes and we resort to the politicking at this point, we would simply be setting up the brilliant young man to fail because he's done his part. What is left at this point is for government to show absolute commitment to ensuring that Tor is modernized, Tor is reformed, and Tor will be able to at least meet the kind of competition that the BDCs have already set. The bar is already so high for Ghana. And so Tor should be able to fit in there to be able to compete with these European and Dangote refineries and whatever output that they put onto the market is important. Roland, to also add, let me state again that Tor would need to be run as an economic entity, like one of your speakers earlier had indicated. The problem Tor has had over the years really has been with the politicking, where political decisions are made instead of economic decisions, and for which reason a lot of us observers of the space would always go for the first model I mentioned, the private-public partnership. If the private persons come to invest money, right, they will be deciding, based purely on economics, not emotions, not politics, right? Issues of overstaffing will be curtailed. Issues of idleness, redundancy, unskilled labor force that a certain, power force would need to be absorbed in there will be a thing of the past. Refineries are run purely as economic, concerns. Your input would have to necessarily be catered for by the output. If the input is larger than the output, you'll be running losses. And then again, that word that your panel have been using this morning, sustainability, becomes questionable. And so if you have the private sector in there, it will be very useful so that board decisions, managerial decisions would simply be that you are equally making. Again, I also heard that, of course, we are doing 28,000 per what they're doing now, barrels per stream day. That is equally important. We can scale up to 45,000 if we just add the coolers. It's very important. At the most significant peak, Tor can do 60,000. That is still significant. But then again, there should be that long-term planning of even getting another refinery much bigger that could equally be able to deliver to the local demand and then the export demand that we have here. If we do not have these things planned, we would simply be setting up TOR, believing that it will contribute significantly to the daily national demand, which is around 99,000 barrels, 100,000 barrels. If TOR is able to at least deliver 50% of that, you bring Central on stream, Central adds 30, 40% of that, you would simply be scaling back on, like your panel had already indicated, the enormous amounts of money, around 400 million USD monthly, that the BOG would need to find for the BDCs and the petroleum importation space to be able to bring finished products. If you are paying for finished products from Europe, you are simply doing one of two things. You are encouraging those refineries to be in business. Two, you are encouraging their technology and technical know-how to be enhanced further as against your own people. And so I have said, and I will repeat this, if in the past we were able to ask Bank of Ghana to fund, some of these very interesting programs as Gold for Oil, you recall how much debt it left in its wake, right? We were able to apply Bank of Ghana funds to bring in finished products. Mind you, Roland, we had a refinery here that could also be retooled to be able to deliver very significant amounts to our net national demand. We were rather channeling funds into importing finished products, encouraging European refineries to continue to be efficient whilst collapsing ours. The government will need to do one of these two things. Either encourage the Bank of Ghana to go back to that Gold for Oil business, where some amount of money was injected into the petroleum space in order to bring prices down. If you invest in TOR now, you are simply helping TOR to be able to scale back on your $400 million monthly demand for Forex to bring in finished products. If you help TOR at this point, you are simply keeping a significant portion of your workforce, the skilled workforce, in here. And then again, you would also be building the economy. Like I've said, Roland, lastly, in the late 90s, TOR as a single entity was able to deliver 5% of Ghana's GDP. So it tells you how significant it could be for the national economy of this country. Unfortunately, we've tilted towards more to fuel importation over the past few years. We've made TOR redundant. We've made TOR to seem as though it's a hopeless situation. It is not. If we are able to do the two things that I have mentioned earlier, TOR will be able to compete with Dangote, will be able to compete with the European refineries, will be able to churn out very good products that you and I would have a need for. The BDCs would not have any need whatsoever to go and pick cargoes from across Europe and pay premiums for them when they can buy the products locally and be able to ease down prices for you and I. So it's quite some work to do. First phase is done. Brilliant job done by the management. Of course, the past managing director would have also contributed. Dr. Suleiman, Combat, and Abubakar have done a yeoman's job. Let's not be in a hurry to part them yet. We are not out of the woods yet. They would need significant capital injections, significant investments in there to be able to bring TOR up to the level that it can compete with those European and Dangote and probably Central and the other refineries. Again, lastly, Roland, you also have other smaller refineries in Ghana. I think that the conversation should not only be focused on TOR alone. Refining is very, very important for us as a country because it will reduce that over-dependence on European refineries.
Well, thank you very much. And that's Duncan Amwa with COPEC there. But your last words before we go.
Let me say this. I've been monitoring various churches online. And the response, particularly with this Christmas, and the pastors, I've heard the respected Bishop Owusu Bempa I've heard Bishop Sarkodie of
Potters.
Yes,
Potters
and
City.
many prominent pastors make the point that President John Dramani Mahama has given a different definition to leadership, particularly this Christmas and this year, and which has significantly translated into better economic and living conditions. We've not gotten to where our destination, but things have improved significantly. And that's exactly what we voted for a year ago. I want to say that notwithstanding all the conversation, I believe that the team led by Edmond Combat, my brother Mustafa and co are taking notes of the various public commentary. The board led by Honorable Billy Joe are taking notes of the various public commentary. There's so much hope in what they have started. Like I pointed earlier, if government can make a little over $200 million available for toll by getting some newer and more technologically advanced units to add, it will improve the quality of products that they will be bringing on board, modernize their operations, cut costs, because they're older. Look, once you leave any form of equipment down for 6 years, by the time you start it, there will definitely be problem. There will definitely be problem. And that is why it's important that government intervenes by getting some of these things done. Look, if you put $200 million into thermal oil refinery, you benchmark, you give them KPIs to operate with. I have no doubt at all in my mind that that investment can turn over within the shortest possible time. And I believe that government at the end of the day will be the ultimate beneficiary. Mindful of the fact that at the core of this is the country's energy security, which must at all times be prioritized. You can't actually even put profits on our energy security at any material time. Remember, there was a time in 2015, I recall, where our pumps, there were long queues. We should never get to that point again. And I believe that all of us are involved in helping my brother Edmond Combat to achieve.
Your last word, just in a minute.
And deliver.
I think Ed just said it, but I think we've all said it all. The key is sustainability. We pat them in the back, but they must do everything in their power to sustain toll. And once again, to reiterate, let's deal with the debt on the books. Let's ensure that we have consistent flow of crude. Let's, by law, prevent political interference, and let's run toll as a commercial.
I can assure you, my minister will not interfere.
But let's pass the law.
Yes.
So if in 20, 30, 100 years' time we do a mistake again, bring somebody like His Excellency Nanadu, they will not abuse the lack of law.
But
so
there were laws in this country, but people are doing still.
But you,
the man was law to himself.
Let's do a law, clear law to prevent, and let's run toll as a commercial entity. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody.
Like what I want to touch on will be.
You have a minute.
What Edrigi mentioned quite earlier, with respect to having government investing into toll. And then we're getting modern equipment so that we can refine some products and even sell to the European market. You know, we here, the African market, especially in Nigeria, do a lot of the time is 10 ppm, 50 ppm, but the European market is always with a 10 ppm. And so if you want to sell into that market, what it means is that your sulfur content must be checked. And then you need new equipment to make sure that things are done effectively, so that you can also go into some of those markets and get forex coming in to support the economy. So I think it is right, but then what I would always say, and then I've said it earlier on, is that our contracts must be checked. Transparency must be there. we must safeguard the environment when it comes to toll, and then ensure that there's more finances to help with the operations of toll. I don't know.
So I think that yes, the key problem of toll is debt, right? That is what has stalled the operations of toll for a number of years. And I feel that bringing back toll and its operations, one of the key things that probably we need to look at, like I said, a business model, but that business model should have two anchors, PPP and self-financing. Very important. I think that the current administration should come up with such models that will ensure that it is not just about government alone, but public-private partnership.
There are some great advisors to the president. They are looking at all the financing model.
Exactly.
Very talented guys around the minister who are his advisors. They are looking at all the scenarios, and I'm sure the right way will be put out.
So I think that another key thing is making toll a self-financing entity. All right. So it doesn't sound as if that we inject capital and then you come back again, to ask for money and be asking for money continuously. We need to look at some of these things, not just even toll alone. Ghana Water Electricity Company, we need to look at some of these things so that at the end of the day, whatever, consumers have to pay, we pay it, and then we get some of these operations, leakages, finance, economic leakages, is something that should also be checked, And you remember at a point in time, some fuel tanks will load and the destinations they don't even know. That was what even led to, the tracking, things. So I think some of these things.
Even worse.
Yeah. So I think that some of these things.
All the trackers and put them on smaller vehicles. In the sense of going for exports.
There's an airline that deals with
Thank you, gentlemen.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Happy New Year to all of you as well. It's been a delight having you for the year.
Today happens to be our last day before the year ends. So it's only appropriate that we use your platform to wish all our cherished viewers, the people who had kept faith with us over the year, a happy New Year. Particularly you, Roland, for tolerating us. We can sometimes be a bit, stubborn, but you've always maintained that tolerance to keep us. And your production team that nobody sees, but have kept this program going. We thank them so much.
Thank you.
The many times that you have asked them to cut us and all of those things. We have noted
United
all
Party.
those ones.
Excellent team.
Dr. Zitubuai, happy New Year to you. But it's that time of the year again, and the air is festive. It's festive, and so the spirits are high, and the search for the perfect holiday escape begins. This season, South African tourism is inviting you to come find your joy right in the heart of South Africa. And so South Africa is opening its arms with warm as well as great sunshine and unforgettable moments and experiences. Whether it's a family getaway, a romantic retreat, or an adventure with friends, there's a festive experience just made for you. Enjoy packages like Christmas in Cape Town or Jingle Bells in South Africa with flights, luxury stays, city tours, wine tastings, and more. From scenic drives to safari fun, every detail is planned for your pure joy and ease. Looking for elegance is also available. So if you're looking for one, it also means that the Christmas getaway of South African tourism offers nights of indulgence, sustaining tours, and a taste of South Africa's finest landscape. Or just in case you want to make it a family festive season and escape, this is where the laughter, the connection, and sunshine will fill your day each time you visit. Whenever you choose, South Africa promises warmth
wonder and memories to last a lifetime. Your festive adventure awaits. So make sure you visit the site, southafrica.net, to book your joyful getaway today. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.